G'day gamers, Steve here, hope you are doing well. Alright, so it has been a while since I've done a proper video, so I thought I would do a bit of a solo session. I was going to do a Forbidden Lands adventure, but I have just finished the Lost Roads of Dol-Karok adventure, our adventure framework number 70. 70! Can you believe it? And I thought, well, may as well kill two birds with one stone and do a bit of a solo session and also show you little bits and pieces of the adventure. So this will be out, the PDF will be out by the time this video comes out. So backers will get this for free because this is actually the last stretch goal adventure. Yes, sorry, it's taken me a little while to get it out, but this will be the last one. So they get the PDF for free, and backers will also get the softcover print at cost. But that is not available yet because I'm still waiting for the proof. And actually, to be honest, it's probably going to be, the first time I get the proof, it's usually there's problems. And so I'm thinking sometime in July, because mid was announced like mid-June. So sometime in July, probably that will be available for purchasing at cost if you want a physical copy. Now, the PDF though, the digital bundle will comes with the Lost Roads map, which is A3, as you can see. This I just printed at Officeworks for like $2. And you obviously get the main adventure, which is like 30-something pages. And you also get these little nifty, I think they're nifty, adventure sheets to fill out as you explore, because this adventure is a bit different to our normal adventures because it's really two generators. It's really two adventure generators in one module, and I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, you get this adventure sheet which you can fill out, and there's another one for the second half. Now, what have I done with it? So this is the other one. So this is the Lost Roads adventure sheet, and this is the other adventure sheet. I'm not going to talk about this second half of the module, the second generator, but I think you can probably get some clues based on the art that's involved here about what it involves. Anyway, so then you get both these adventure sheets, you get this map, you get the generator itself, which is a whole bunch of tables and things, and there's also the Dol-Karok city map as well, so you get that too. So that's A3. Yeah, so you also get that. Now, this is an older map, in fact, from 2017, from the Midlands book. There's 5 city maps in there, in fact, and this is Dol-Karok, but I have revamped it while I'm making the box set for Tales of Argosa generator. Anyway, enough of that. So let's just get started. So I have got, here is my PC. Now this guy is a lone wolf, so he's supposed to be by himself. He takes the place of the whole party, so he's stronger than normal. I thought about using Cornac, Cornac the Intoxicator from an earlier adventure, but he died in the last adventure, and I thought, no, it's time to try somebody new. So Benzagor is a sorcerer. He's a poppy milk addict, yes. Found his spellbook in a ruin, and is a self-taught sorcerer, as most sorcerers would be in Argosa, because there aren't any wizard colleges or anything like that. And alas, the cosmic truths he's uncovered have made him a poppy milk addict. Now that was actually rolled up randomly out of the Tales of Argosa PC creation, but anyway, it also works well for this particular guy. Now, this guy is in fact a pre-gen in a different adventure. I can't remember what, it might be the last one. It might be Crypt of Kosaba, but I've tweaked him a little bit to make him a bit more viable for a lone wolf and just being by himself. I bumped his strength up a little bit, and can't remember. What did I do? I'm not sure, but anyways, he's 4th level, so he's a little bit higher than normal. Because he's a lone wolf, he gets extra hit points, so a sorcerer at this level would normally have 15, Constitution 11 plus 4 for his level. He'd normally have 15 hit points, so because he's a lone wolf, he gets 29. He's got significantly more hit points. And otherwise he's basically the same as a normal PC. Oh, importantly, when he's in combat, you'll see he gets to roll the fortune die, which has special effects. And also when he takes a short rest, he gets 3 willpower checks instead of 2. And actually, his willpower is very good at 14, so he's going to bounce back pretty well. What else? Let's see. So he's got a unique feature because he's past 3rd level. And I kept it very simple, not very unique really. He can use, so he's trained in heavy crossbows. So he's got the heavy crossbow as an additional weapon, which you would not normally be able to use as a magic user. Yeah, so that's Benzagor. All right, so let's get going. Let's see. So the way this basically works, so we're going to start out in Dol-Karok, which is the... So I don't really want to go into it too much, but it's in the Midlands book. This is basically a massive underground ruin. And it is an old dwarven... You can see the dwarves here. An old dwarven city, basically, yes. Think Moria. It's basically a rip-off of Moria. It's heavily inspired by Moria, but also places like, if you've read Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness, the Antarctic city, you know, that gigantic alien city that is sort of half buried in the ice. It's also inspired by that sort of thing. So, essentially, you start in the city of Dol-Karok, and then you can explore the Lost Roads by going, you know, out of the city into the subterranean depths to treasure hunt or for whatever reason that you might like. But I have included in the adventure, there's a few different options. So you can roll for rooms and hooks. We've got a couple of things, you know, about why you might want to go down into the depths. For this particular one, I'm just going to say that Benzagor is looking for treasure, basically, or some kind of lost lore. But what we will do to make it a little bit interesting is you can do research and things, and you might you might know about a named site, so somewhere within the complex that you're specifically trying to get to. So we'll roll it up. It's D12s? D12s, okay. Got a couple of those. Yeah, there we go. All right, what have we got? 7, 8. Oh, 7, 8, 4, 2, okay. So, 7 is, what do we got? Oh, well, square. What was it? 7, 8, moon, pillars, square of the moon pillars. Square of the moon pillars. So there's some kind of lost lore. Let's say it's lore. Some kind of lost lore. Possibly some kind of ancient spell that Benzagor is seeking, and it's supposed to be in the square of the moon pillars, which is in the Midwest part of the Lost Roads. So we've basically divided up into high, middle, and deep, and then east, west, and middle. So what was it? Midwest. So we're actually middle here somewhere and west on this side. So we're actually that's not too bad. So it could be somewhere in this cavern, somewhere in here. We're looking to make our way there, which actually could work out quite well because I don't want this video to go too long. Okay. All right. And one of the other things I'll just note is that so each of these little, I don't know if you can see this grid on here. And actually the map comes in 2 versions. There's a grid version and a no grid version. If you want to use the other version, but each grid is supposed to be, little square is supposed to be 2 miles. So this is a massive area. It's like, I don't know how many this is, but it's more than 40 miles wide and, you know, what is it, 28 miles deep. Something like that. So it's huge. So this is not supposed to be a mega dungeon where each area is described. Instead, it's more like a hex crawl. It's got this, I call it a grid crawl, but because of grid, but it's like a hex crawl procedure where you explore as you go, and whatever you find, you find. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So we are starting. Where are we starting at? Like in the actual city. And that's right. We're trying to get here somewhere because that's where we think our particular item is, and when we get there, we will consult the bones probably to see if it's actually there or not. All right, we've got our name site. So we're searching for the square of the moon pillars in the Midwest of the Lost Roads. All right, so day one. Here we go. Now I can sort of explain how this works. So the watches, you get, let's see, traveling, you get 3 watches to enter or explore zones, and it basically costs one watch to go into a zone or to explore it. GM's call applies, but generally speaking. And so you normally get 3, but if you roll well on your guide roll, you can sometimes get an extra watch. So that's why I put 4 there, but normally it's 3. And then we've just got travel events just to tick off as they go, encounters, light rations. So one thing actually I will note is that what happens is, because you're exploring underground, using up your rations, and especially your light sources, it became pretty much punitive to have to carry so many flasks of oil and torches and whatever to keep your lighting going. And especially with Tales of Argos's encumbrance system and the slots, you only have a certain number of slots. You basically had to bring a cart with you full of oil, which was not very adventure-like, was it? So what I have done, I have modified for this adventure the rules on how long your light lasts. So a torch lasts 4 hours instead of 1, and a flask of lantern oil lasts 1 day instead of 6 hours. There's lava streams that are radiating light, there's glow bugs, gloom spore, which is like this phosphorescent moss, light amplifying crystals, veil glimmers. There's other things lighting up the Underdark, right, as you're traveling through it, which means that the party can save on their light sources. So that's why you get this extra, you basically get 4 times as much duration out of your light sources as normal. So I hope that makes sense, because this didn't work very well using the standard rules, which are really made for small dungeons, relatively small compared to miles of travel. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get playing. Okay, so day 1. Let's see. So first thing is, I'm just gonna say this is not really a tutorial. I'm just gonna play through it, and hopefully you'll get the gist of it, because I don't want the video to go too long. So, okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Travel rolls. Yep. So, okay, travel rolls. So, generally speaking, someone's got to be the guide. So Benzagor is the guide, but as a lone wolf, he can also choose one other role to play. And I think what we'll probably just do is, he's obviously going to be trying to sneak along at the moment, so we'll say he's going to be a scout as well as he goes. So he's doing both of those roles. All right. Traveling. So we've got 3 watches to enter or explore zones. Each zone is a 2-mile hex. 2-mile square. It costs 1 to enter a zone, so it goes into here. Now, I'm not going to make a guide roll for this one because you can't really get lost, I don't think, leaving the city to get into the Lost Road. So it just goes in here, and we consult the bones to see if there's a travel event. No, there's not. No travel event yet. Now, there is a negative. So what I could show you, there is a negative effect. Now, one thing I thought could be interesting is that sometimes people, you might be like, of course you can just ignore it. So anytime you're rolling the bones, always GM discretion, you can just ignore this, or not roll with it, just roll the yes or no. But other times you might be like, you might not want to discard it, so you can put it, I put this little section here, so you can put it there. So I've got a negative, which I might come back to later to use. So I guess you might normally store your positives, but anyway, we're going to store a negative for this time. I'm not going to roll it now. There is some, you can roll for it. Misfortunes, here you go. About what is going on. Oh no, sorry, that's the other one. Let's see what we got. Green complications, events. Oh, here, sorry, yeah. So we could roll now. Actually, all right, let's just roll. We'll just roll, we won't save it. There's no need. Okay, what do we got? D8, 4. Disadvantage on it, if applicable. Okay, so, all right. We'll just put it there to remind us that we've got a disadvantage on a loot roll, if it's going to pop up soon. Okay. All right, so we're moving into 2E. Now, for the moment, that's our first watch moving in there. I think we know we want to get to this area, so I think we'll just keep moving to the next one. Move into here. So now we're going to do a guide roll because we might get lost, which is intelligence. Oh, awesome. So that's a great success, which means we now get 4. We activate this 4th watch because we navigated through that section of the Lost Roads. So expert there. Now, since we're in the second, this is our second zone, we haven't had a travel event yet, so we're going to roll again. No, still no. Okay, move on to the next one. So it's our 3rd watch. Just do our guide roll. Oh, that is actually, no, that's okay, because he's very smart, so makes it. Check for an encounter again. Travel event. No, still no encounters. Okay, so we're going to go the 4th right into here. Yep, makes it. Any events? No! So still no events. Okay, no, I mean, at some point the GM could go, oh, well, I'm going to make it likely, and you can tweak this, of course, but anyway. For today's purposes, no travel events so far. So now we've run out of watches, so we're not going to explore here, and that's because we're trying to get to this other section before we start exploring, really. So we're into the camp section. So we are going to consult the bones for a camp encounter. Okay, yes. That's a very strong yes. So we have definitely got some kind of encounter, and what you do is you roll for creatures. All right, so creatures, here we go. I've got a little page for creatures here. Now, what I normally just do is say, it's an even chance, right? It could be intelligent creature or other. So are they intelligent? No, they are not. So it's a other creature. So it's a D10 and a D4. A 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5. Oh my God. A Mogwai. Oh, oh, it's hilarious. Okay, a Mogwai. In, what is this? This is in 3G. So in area 3G, in zone 3G, there's a Mogwai. Now that is very unlucky. Now I don't know if I've got, have I got a printout of that? Hang on, let me see. Yes, I do. Here we go. I've scribbled on this because I've been playtesting this before, and a different adventurer ended up facing one of these, and it was not pretty. But basically, this is like a subterranean dragon thing. I think this picture is actually a cloaker-like creature, but for our Ghostar, this thing has an 80-foot wingspan, fang-filled maw, and venomous tusks, and they hang upside down in gigantic caverns or other locations. And actually this is, because this is an open space, we'll roll for a major room in a second to see where exactly this is all happening, where we're camped. But the Mogwai is sort of like an underground dragon, right? So this is, well, or an underground, like a wyvern or something. Anyway, it's bad news. So, hopefully we will not have to fight it. What we will try and do, well actually let's first of all determine where this happens. Now, because normally I would just roll for an event space, but because we're in a bit of an open space there, you can see there, it's not just sort of a corridor. And I should say this map is supposed to be, this is of course just the major highways and vaults of the Lost Roads. There's, you know, a myriad of smaller passageways and corridors and vestibules and, you know, recesses and other chambers. But this is just like the main schematic, if you like. And so sometimes I would just roll in the event spaces, but because we're in an open space, I'm going to roll for a major chamber to see where this happens. So D20. 5 is, oh my God, the seat of power. So this is like a throne room of some kind. Awesome. And in this gigantic, you can imagine it, right? This ancient dwarven city, and you know, it's a ruin, but there's this huge vaulted chamber, which was once an amazing throne room. Now, actually, what we can do is we can check for furnishings and loot just to see what is in here, because this could be interesting. So for a major chamber, D8 plus 4, so 7. Find, okay. Oh, so there is some it may have been ransacked over the years by various creatures who've passed through here, but there is some treasure still in here. 2 times carry loot, potentially. Carry loot B, okay. So there's some potential treasure here. And the Mogwai itself, of course. So, alright. I think what we could do, well, I think actually, you know what, the first thing we probably want to do is, so he was sort of scouting. He was being stealthy, so he's going to try and hide from it. That's going to be definitely the best way. He wants to just sneak past this thing and not get into trouble. Oh, actually, but forgot about our negative, didn't we? So, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, what that could be is that rather than rolling for reaction, if we can't sneak past him, rather than rolling, it's automatically going to be hostile, okay? All right, but we shall try and sneak past. So this is a contest, basically. So green is Benzagor, and red is going to be the Mogwai. Oh, Jesus Christ. So that's extremely bad, because 20 is a massive fail. Yes, we have stealth, so we're going to use a reroll. See how we go. 11. Still fail. I fail by 2. The Mogwai. Perception. 13. It makes it by 1. Nope, we are spotted. We are spotted, my friends. This could be a very short adventure. All right. So we've already determined that the Mogwai is hostile because of this negative. Get rid of that. And let's just see what it was doing before we arrived. It was working in some way. Okay, so I think for this particular creature then, working could be that it was, well, let's have a look. Let's see, yep. Working, other creatures, making or repairing a den, minding eggs or offspring, yep. Okay, so it was minding its egg. Benzagor he's probably, coming in with a bit of his lantern light, which actually we'll have to cross off soon. And anyway, it spotted him and now there's trouble. So really this is pretty much initiative. So let's roll. 13. That'll be a fail, my friends, and you can't use rerolls for your initiative check, or not normally. That's the GM decides otherwise. So the Mogwai is going first. So it screeches some horrible screech, spots the intruder, flies down to kill him, possibly to feed him to its imminent hatchling. Tusks. That is actually, well, plus 12. I think it tops out at plus 12. Oh god, I can't remember my own rules. Yeah, doesn't matter. Pretty sure it is plus 12. Okay, so that's a hit. And the barbed tail, that is a hit, and that is a natural 19. Swallowed. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's extremely unlucky. So, but, we're not dead yet. Because Benzagor, as a lone wolf, gets to roll the fortune die every time he gets hit. So, for the tusks, nothing. Okay, he's just going to cop that. So 2d6. Oh, 9 damage. And poison. Okay. Not ideal. So he's down to 20. Oops, I should say 29. Down to 20. And let's roll for the poison. Okay, let's do it. Alright, what was it? D10 plus 10. Oh my. D10. Jesus Christ. Death or 0 hit points. If you save. Holy shit. What the hell? He's dead already. So basically, even if he saves, he's reduced to 0 hit points. So he is, and hang on, did we resist the swallow? Oh no. Well, the skull means that he gets a free hit on the Mogwai, but that's not going to help him. So in this particular case, Jesus Christ. That is so unlucky. So he encounters we should have just fled. We should have done a party retreat from the very start, which is possible. And we just, all right, so he dies because he reduced to 0 hit points and he's swallowed, and that's the end of Benzagor. But what we're gonna do is we ride a bit and we're gonna say that he runs. As soon as he spots the Mogwai, he runs away. All right, so we're gonna do a party retreat. Let's see. Yes, he makes his luck save, so he does retreat. Let's say now, I could run a chase here, a quick chase, but I've only got so much time, so I don't really want to play out a chase scene just at the moment. So what we will do instead is say, okay, that he managed to escape back. Let's say he's got to go back into a smaller. Actually, we can do it randomly. All right. So we'll just do a D10. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, so you can't really get out there. Well, I guess it's still in the mountains. It still could be some underground sort of minor passageway or whatever that he managed to escape into, which the Mogwai cannot follow because it's too big. So that's basically how he escapes it. All right. Farewell, Mogwai. So we are now in this area over here, and we're currently, I guess we're lost because we had to bolt probably in the dark to escape, and then try and camp again. So we will go back to our procedure now. So basically at the end of the day then, he's got to rest, deduct supplies, so take our rations down by 1. All right, and let's see. Oh, what? I thought I had on here. Okay, we're gonna have to add some stuff here. Bedroll, spellbook, healer's kit, rations, miscellaneous. Oh yes, because he's got strength 13. So he actually has 6. There we go, and 7 slots. So we're also gonna have a lantern with oil and 5 oil flasks. So that comes down to 4. Okay, right, good. Otherwise we're in the dark. So we've solved that. All right. Deduct supplies, and that's the end of the day. Okay, so we're back to the new day. So now we're into day 2. Okay, we avoided the encounter. Travel roll's going to be the same. He's still going to be sneaky, and he's got to make his guide checks to find his way back to the main highway. So I think normally you can't move through a diagonal unless there is a line, there's a pathway through there, but since we're lost and we're in the little minor passageways, I think that's okay. We'll just say that he can move diagonally through there, regardless. So rather than coming back, I guess he can come back into there. All right, whatever. Let's go back into the main chamber. Oh, fail. Needs a reroll. Yes, makes it. Okay. He can reroll because he's got wilderness law, so he's able to spend his rerolls to assist him when he's navigating. So he makes his way to here. So this is the Mogwai, obviously, in this particular chamber here, which was, what was it? 3G. Just want to be careful there. So obviously he's sneaking along here, being very careful. He doesn't want to encounter it again, so let's roll. Oh, that's a fail. Let's roll again. Oh my god, that's even worse fail. Okay. Alas, my friends, maybe it's going to sniff him out. Does the Mogwai find him again? Then he foolishly comes back to way. So it's hunting for him, potentially. No, it does not. That's a very strong no. Okay. And we got a positive. Let's roll that positive. I need some positive, people. We need some positive. 8. Valiant, reduce DDM by 1 once. Okay, that's not too bad. So his DDM actually reduces by 1. So it's down to 0 for the moment, because he's passed through some section of the, he's managed to pass through some section of the complex which is particularly weak, a particularly weak attachment to the layout, which has assisted him